Wolverine forcefully stabbed his claws into the wall of the old well. Through a small gap in the cover above, he witnessed an unbelievable scene. A man named Yashida was using a katana to cut through iron chains, freeing the imprisoned American soldiers. It was perhaps the most righteous decision ever made. Suddenly, he remembered that there was still a prisoner trapped inside the well. Yashida quickly swung his sword again, cutting the chain connected to the well's lid, and shouted for Wolverine to escape immediately. But Wolverine told him to jump down instead, believing the well was the safest place. At that moment, a distant commanding officer shouted for Yashida to return to formation. Because many prisoners had been released, the soldiers knew they would be held accountable. To avoid punishment, they decided that the only option was collective seppuku, ritual suicide. One by one, they took out daggers and prepared to end their lives. Watching his comrades die before his eyes, the last officer suddenly became afraid. Just then, an American bomber dropped a nuclear bomb. Within seconds, the entire land was engulfed in flames. As the massive mushroom cloud drew closer, the officer stood frozen in terror. Knowing death was inevitable, he prepared to kill himself. But suddenly, Wolverine appeared and stopped him. Wolverine quickly dragged him toward the dry well, and the two jumped into it just as the nuclear blast swept across the land. In the next instant, everything on the surface was completely annihilated. Wolverine covered the officer with the well's lid, shielding him, while he himself endured the thousands of degrees of heat from the explosion. A full minute passed. When the officer, Yashida, finally looked up at his savior, he was shocked to see that Wolverine's body had been completely burned. However, because Wolverine is a mutant with extraordinary healing abilities, his body rapidly regenerated. Only then did Yashida realize that Wolverine had lived for many years, yet still retained a youthful appearance. He was filled with envy. Although Yashida owed his life to Wolverine, decades later, when they met again, greed began to grow within him. With a shameless expression, he made an almost insane request. He wanted Wolverine's power, the ability to live forever.